Patrick Mahomes has fans seriously worried after comments that many people believe hinted at a possible future away from Kansas City. But fans apparently are not the only ones concerned, because reports now claim Travis Kelce confronted Mahomes after hearing what he had to say. On December 14, 2025, Patrick Mahomes was playing in the Chiefs game against the Los Angeles Chargers, which Kansas City ultimately lost 16-13. Late in the fourth quarter, Mahomes tore the ACL and LCL in his left knee, and he got surgery for it on December 15, 2025. That alone was devastating. The Kansas City Chiefs were officially eliminated from postseason contention following their loss to the Chargers, bringing to a conclusion a streak of 10 straight playoff berths, the second longest postseason run in NFL history. 10 straight playoff appearances, 3 Super Bowl wins, a dynasty that terrorized the entire AFC. Done. The Chiefs' dynasty was paused for at least one season. After 3 consecutive Super Bowl appearances, winning 2, the Chiefs finished the season with a 6-11 record and missed the playoffs. And now their quarterback, the man who made it all possible, was on a hospital bed with a shredded knee. Then came the post. On January 5, 2026, Mahomes put up an Instagram update that split the fan base down the middle. The Cryptic update featured 2 contrasting photographs of the athlete. In the first, Mahomes walks off the field with a slumped, weary posture. In the second, he leaps triumphantly into the air with a football gripped in one hand. He simply captioned the post with a single emoji, a clock. That clock emoji was it a countdown to a comeback or a countdown to an exit? While the image of his dejection sparked immediate retirement rumors, most fans interpreted the clock as a countdown, a defiant signal of a comeback following the devastating injury. But the damage was done. The rumor mill began churning out stories suggesting that Patrick Mahomes was contemplating leaving the NFL, perhaps even walking away from football entirely while he was still in his prime. And before anyone could get a full picture, Mahomes made things even more complicated. He had previously gone on the record saying family would ultimately determine when he steps away. In a 2024 interview with Time magazine, Mahomes laid it bare. "I would love to play that long. At the same time, I want to be there for my daughter. If I can do that, I'll continue to play. But if I feel like it's taking away from my family time, that's when I'll know it's time to go." He had said in front of the world that there was a price that would make him walk away. And now he was sitting at home with a destroyed knee, watching his team crumble, having posted a mysterious clock emoji. The rumors of Mahomes wanting to leave the NFL went from whispers to roars overnight. And then Travis Kelce entered the conversation. Not on a podcast, not on social media, but apparently behind closed doors at the Chiefs facility, where the real confrontation took place. To understand what happened between Kelce and Mahomes, you first have to understand what they are to each other. This isn't just a quarterback and a tight end. This is the most prolific offensive partnership in the history of the Kansas City Chiefs, and one of the most decorated duos in NFL history. In 123 regular season games, Mahomes has connected with Kelce on 753 passes for 8,923 yards and 61 touchdowns. It has been just as good in the playoffs besides 3 Super Bowl wins, with 155 completed passes for 1,784 yards and 19 touchdowns in 21 games. Those aren't just numbers. That's a shared language, a decade of trust forged under pressure, under the brightest lights the sport has to offer. So when whispers began circulating that Mahomes might be done, that the injury might have broken something inside him beyond just ligaments, Kelce wasn't going to sit quietly. Chiefs GM Brett Veach painted a picture of just how intertwined these two men really are. Him and Pat have almost a brother-like relationship, Veach told SiriusXM NFL Radio. "It's not even a teammate relationship. I think there's an element of Travis wanting to see Pat through this rehab process." That phrase, "see Pat through this rehab process," tells you everything about the dynamic. Kelce, who was himself contemplating retirement after the worst season of his career, who had every reason to walk away from football with his legacy fully intact, chose instead to come back. And it wasn't just for himself. When the season ended in disaster, we played our last game of the season in Vegas last year, and when we got back, we have player meetings and exit interviews. Veach said on the Pat McAfee show, "It was a cool deal where Trav came in, and he basically said, 'I'm going to take a few weeks off here, but I'm not going out like this. Let's stay in touch and let's figure something out.'" While free agency, and there was still some questions in the air on whether or not he'd return, we knew basically the day after our last game. He made it known to Coach Reed and to me that there was no way he was going out like this. That's the confrontation. Not a screaming match, not a dramatic locker room blow-up. It was Kelce walking into the facility, looking at the wreckage of a 6-11 season, knowing his quarterback had a torn knee and a wavering spirit, and essentially saying, "I'm not letting you go out like this, and I'm not going out like this either." Kelce's confrontation wasn't anger. It was loyalty so fierce, it refused to let the partnership die on a hospital bed. Late in December, Kelce sat down with a reporter and addressed the possibility that he had caught his final pass from Mahomes. "That was a harsh reality when I got asked that," Kelce said. "I was like, oh man, that's a dark way to look at it. I don't know, I'll always be able to go out there in the backyard slinging around with the old Texas gunslinger. But you know that day is going to come. If it's already happened, I can feel pretty content with how many times he's connected on the field with me, and how much success and how much fun we've had playing this game." Then he added the words that told the whole story. "He's family now. I think through all the hard work and all the family time that we've had outside the facility and outside the building, there'll definitely never be a goodbye to him. It'll just be like another day in the life with Patty Mahomes." Kelce wasn't just talking about football, he was talking about a bond that transcends the sport entirely. One that extends to shared businesses, shared family time, a shared steakhouse called 1587 Prime. Mahomes and Kelce co-own 1587 Prime, and a company called 1587 Sneakers has even sued them over the name. Their lives are woven together in ways that go far beyond the gridiron. And that's exactly why Kelce wasn't going to let Mahomes drift away quietly into the night. To fully grasp why the rumor of Mahomes leaving the NFL gained so much traction, you need to look at the devastation of the 2025 Kansas City Chiefs season. This was not a gentle decline, this was a free fall. For the first time since quarterback Patrick Mahomes became a starter in 2018, the road to the Super Bowl didn't go through the Chiefs in the AFC. A stranglehold on the AFC West was over after 9 straight division titles. Not only was Kansas City missing the playoffs, but was assured of the first losing season during Andy Reid's 13-year tenure as Chiefs coach. The roster around Mahomes had simply deteriorated. Mahomes' play had masked some glaring roster holes. Despite the efforts to build up the receiving core, things just hadn't clicked. Xavier Worthy wasn't Tyreek Hill. Rashee Rice had hiccuped his way through 3 seasons. Kelce got old. The run game was Kareem Hunt 3 yards and a cloud of dust and little else. Plus, the offensive line had been banged up and ineffective. At times during the season, Mahomes looked tired of carrying an offense that had become far too reliant on his otherworldly gifts. Tired of being forced to have all the answers when things went awry. Tired of a nagging knee issue. Tired from playing 21 playoff games over the past 7 seasons. The weight of all those deep playoff runs seemed to finally catch up to the Chiefs. And then on top of all that exhaustion, the knee buckled. One play in Week 15 against the Chargers, and the foundation of the Chiefs' entire identity was on a stretcher. Mahomes addressed fans directly afterward with a post on X. "And not going to lie, it hurts," Mahomes wrote, "but all we can do now is trust in God and attack every single day." He added that he would be back stronger than ever. But some fans noticed something else in his words. A hint of weariness, a tone that didn't quite sound like the fearless gunslinger who had led Kansas City to 3 championships. The finances weren't helping either. The Chiefs had one of the NFL's most daunting salary cap situations for 2026. There were $346.507 million of that 2026 cap commitments, with 41 players under contract. The NFL's third most 2026 cap obligations, behind only the Dallas Cowboys and Minnesota Vikings. Mahomes had the NFL's second largest 2026 cap number at $78,213,888. The $56.75 million he was scheduled to make for 2026 was most for any player. The Chiefs were trapped. They had a franchise quarterback who couldn't walk, a mountain of salary cap obligations they couldn't pay, a roster full of holes they couldn't fill, and a looming question about whether their 2 biggest stars, Mahomes and Kelce, would even want to come back for more punishment. The rumor that Mahomes wanted out wasn't just idle speculation. It was a natural conclusion drawn from a catastrophic situation. But here's where the tide began to turn. While the internet argued about whether Mahomes was finished, the people closest to him, the ones who actually knew what was happening behind the scenes, were telling a very different story. Chiefs Vice President of Sports Medicine Rick Burkholder said the surgery went well. Mahomes is so in tune to what he does it a little quicker. Ballpark on this is 9 months, but it could be a month or 2 more, a month or 2 less. Reid added that Mahomes avoided major damage to other ligaments. Then the rehab reports started trickling in, and they were not the reports of a man ready to quit. In a video shared to the Kansas City Chiefs' social media pages on January 15th, the quarterback discussed his torn ACL and LCL and said that he's hitting all the checkpoints in rehab and hopes to return to training camp. In February, the Chiefs made a major financial commitment to keeping Mahomes at the center of everything. The Kansas City Chiefs restructured Patrick Mahomes' contract, creating much-needed salary cap space ahead of the 2026 season. The restructuring converts $54.45 million of Mahomes' 2026 salary into a signing bonus and lowers the star quarterback's cap number to $34.65 million. The Chiefs created $43.65 million in cap space. You don't restructure a deal like that for a player who's about to leave. Then came the video that silenced a lot of doubters. Mahomes released a video of himself throwing the ball and taking drops at a private workout, with many believing he would be back and ready to go when the team starts OTAs. By April, Mahomes had done something that would have seemed impossible just 4 months earlier. Patrick Mahomes was present for the start of the Chiefs' offseason program on Monday, an important milestone as the two-time NFL MVP tries to recover from torn knee ligaments in time for the beginning of next season. Head coach Andy Reid said Mahomes is participating in weight training and meetings as the 30-year-old QB continues to progress in his recovery. Former NFL quarterback Chris Sims watched Mahomes' recovery trajectory and couldn't hide his amazement. "He's a psycho of psychos," Sims said during his podcast. "It's all day. It's every day. It's what he is. You knew he would be on track to be back with his team even in OTAs. Forget training camp. I just know how the guy operates. He wants to be great and be out there with the guys. Mahomes is everything you want, for all the right reasons." Mahomes wasn't leaving. He was attacking the recovery with the same intensity he brings to a fourth-quarter comeback, and everyone around him knew it. Chiefs GM Brett Veach relayed that Patrick Mahomes is ahead in his rehab from a Week 15 knee injury, but noted it's on the club to ensure the QB doesn't push himself too much. Meanwhile, Kelce made his own announcement. Travis Kelce is returning to the Kansas City Chiefs for his 14th NFL season on a one-year deal. He is going to turn down more money to stay in Kansas City, to be loyal, to be with Patrick Mahomes and continue to have another shot at the Super Bowl. NFL insider Ian Rappaport reported, when Kelce officially signed the deal, there was a moment that captured the entire essence of their bond. During the signing, Kelce was told he had company before Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes appeared on FaceTime to congratulate him. The team quickly posted it on Instagram with the caption, "QB1 got his bestie back. Patricio, let's go, baby," Kelce said with a laugh. That's not a man confronting a teammate who's quitting. That's a man celebrating the fact that his brother-in-arms chose to fight. The Chiefs weren't just bringing Mahomes and Kelce back. They were rebuilding an entire roster around them for one more run at glory. The offseason moves were aggressive and deliberate, designed to surround their two franchise pillars, with enough talent to compete immediately. After an MVP performance in the Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl victory, Kenneth Walker III hit free agency as the top running back on the market. He was snatched up by the Kansas City Chiefs. Walker's deal was reportedly worth up to $45 million over 3 years, giving Mahomes the kind of ground game he hadn't enjoyed since the dynasty's peak. Both Mahomes and Kelce personally welcomed Walker to the organization. "He hit me up. He was really excited that I got to the team, that I'm a Chief, and made me feel appreciated," Walker said. "Those guys, they're happy to have me on the team." The Chiefs also bolstered their quarterback room with insurance, trading for Justin Fields. Since Mahomes is coming off a season-ending injury, Andy Reid and company may lean on Fields to serve as the starting quarterback until he's completely ready to take over. It was a safety net, not a replacement, a sign that the organization was building around Mahomes' return, not his departure. In the draft, the Chiefs went heavy on defense, taking cornerback Delane with the number 6 pick. Travis Kelce signed a one-year deal worth up to $15 million in March, came back for year 14, and after the 2026 NFL Draft, on new heights with his brother Jason, Kelce made it clear that he's fired up for his new teammates. Kelce's enthusiasm was infectious when the Chiefs drafted 5th-round receiver Cyrus Allen out of Cincinnati. It was a 5th-round receiver who had Travis Kelce posting LFG on Instagram. The moment the pick was announced, that receiver was Cyrus Allen, a fellow Bearcat. Even the newest additions to the roster could feel the gravitational pull of the Mahomes-Kelce partnership. Fifth-round running back Emmett Johnson revealed that Mahomes reached out almost instantly. "He was the first person to text me after I got selected," Johnson said of Mahomes. "He was like, 'Let's get it, bro,' and gave me his number. We've been in touch." Kelce was really pumped up too. By May, the picture was clear. The Kansas City Chiefs may be without QB Patrick Mahomes to start the 2026 season, but Mahomes is reportedly ahead of schedule as he recovers from his season-ending ACL injury. Mahomes is expected to participate in Kansas City's OTAs, beginning May 26. The Chiefs will open the season on Monday Night Football against the Broncos. So was Patrick Mahomes ever actually going to leave the NFL? Let's be honest, the man has a contract that runs through 2031. He has said publicly he wants to play until at least 39. "I want to get to 39 at least," the three-time Super Bowl champion added. He restructured his deal to give the Chiefs cap flexibility to rebuild around him. He showed up at voluntary workouts while still recovering from major knee surgery. He's been throwing footballs on video. He personally texted every rookie the Chiefs drafted. The chilling announcement that sparked all the frenzy. It was a clock emoji and a torn ACL. The rumor that he wanted to leave the NFL was just that. A rumor, born from the panic of seeing a generational athlete laid low at the worst possible time. What Travis Kelce did wasn't really a confrontation in the traditional sense. It was something far more powerful. It was a man who had every reason to retire, choosing instead to come back, because his brother needed him. "I know when it's over, Kelce said. "I feel like I still have a lot of love for this game. I feel like if I came back, it'd just be to answer that flame in my heart. That I still love this thing. The flame isn't out. Not for Kelce, not for Mahomes. And if the 2026 season unfolds the way Kansas City is building it, the rest of the NFL might want to start paying attention again. Because the Chiefs are coming. And this time, it's personal."